Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's me, JCreams14 here, back with PEBA Week 6 for you. We are going against my good friend Stromp, and he has got one of the scariest teams in the league, in my opinion, as he's actually undefeated as of right now. Might be changing after we face him, though. You know, we're not bad ourselves. But anyways, he's got the solid team of Mega Diancie, Tornadus T, Zygarde, 50%, Tangrowth, Snorlax, Dugtrio, Registeel, Electabuzz, Milotic, Togetic, Sneasel, and Infernape. Some of the mons that I really thought would be coming would be like the Milotic, the Mega Diancie, Torn-T for sure for my Mega Venusaur, and the Zygarde, as I really don't have anything on my team to switch into 1,000 arrows. And yeah, that thing can literally just come in and click 1,000 arrows and just about sweep my team. So I really had to be careful about that. Leading off our team today is Rotom Wash, or actually before I say that, here's his team right down here if you want to go ahead and see that, and then mine will be right up top. So anyways, we are starting off with Rotom Wash. This is my specially defensive Rotom with a little bit of defense investment. This is mainly to take on like the Tornadus T, as it might have knockout. It could be run like physically or specially attacking. I think that it's going to be more of a special attacker for my Mega Venusaur, like go with Hurricane or Air Slash, something like that, if he doesn't want to miss a Hurricane. But so yeah, this is just a Reflect, Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Pain Split set. Reflect is really nice to, I want to try to get that up, as his Zygarde might go for a 1,000 arrows and might kill me, but that way I'll have a Reflect up so that I can take another 1,000 arrows with something else, as it'll have the damage from that. So anyways, that's going to be kind of Rotom, just Pain Split for recovery if I need that, Volt Switch for momentum, and Hydro Pump really to try to kill his like Infernape and Dugtrio if that becomes a problem. Next up is Undergrowth the Venusaur. I decided to bring this thing this week, even though it is highly checked by the Tornadus T, as it actually can put in quite a bit of work with the Giga Drain for the Mega Diancie, for the Milotic. This was mainly to counter Milotic because he's brought that thing like every week, and it's one of his favorite mons, I know that for sure. So I felt like Venusaur could put in work this week. I went with the Leech Seed just to predict switches, especially into like that Tornadus T. That way I can go back into Rotom, eat up a Hurricane, and get some recovery through that, as well as like, actually I think Rotom has Rocky Helmet, yeah, for things like the Sneasel in case he E-speeded me with the Zygarde. The Snorlax as well, that was a huge threat to my team. So yeah, but anyways, that's kind of Undergrowth. HP Ice is on here for the, let's see, for the Dugtrio, the Togetic, and the Zygarde mostly. So yeah, that's kind of, that's just my Mega Venusaur. And next up is Make-A-Wish. I'm running Shed Shell on this Jirachi, as he does have a Dugtrio, and I really don't want Jirachi to be trapped, as it can do quite a bit of damage to his team. I had to run Shed Shell instead of Z Crystal, as I really did want to run a Z Crystal just to get a powerful Corkscrew Crash on something with that Z Iron Head. But anyways, the set that we're rocking out with is Iron Head, U-Turn, Ice Punch, Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock, I really wanted to get rocks up if that Mega Diancie was gone, as I do have a lot on my team to handle the Mega Diancie. But anyway, so yeah, like rocks really help me against the Tornadus, the Sneasel, the Infernape takes a bit of chip damage from that, possibly breaking the Sash on Dugtrio. So I felt like rocks were going to be pretty necessary for this. I brought Ice Punch, as quite a few of his Pokemon are weak to ice. The Tangrowth, the Zygarde, Torn-T, the Dugtrio, the Togetic. So he's got 5 ice weaknesses, so that's why I went ahead with the Ice Punch, and the U-Turn is just for momentum. And I went ahead and made it shiny just because my opponent is strong, and maybe I could throw him off. As I said before in a past video, that Jirachi had to be shiny to have Play Rough on it. So hopefully I was just going to kind of psych him out with that. But, you know, I try to play a little bit of mind games because my opponent is quite the battler. But next up we got Scorch the Chandelure. This is a Choice Scarf Pokemon with Flash Fire. This is my main counter to the Infernape, as I really don't have much for the Ape. And considering the Infernape can run Earthquake to kill my Chandelure, I really just had to bank on him not going for it and possibly catching him off guard with the Choice Scarf Psychic. So that's kind of my Chandelure mindset. HP Ice again, 5 mons weak to it. Energy Ball was there for the Milotic or the Doug Trio if you want to switch into one of those two to try to trap me with the Doug Trio. Fire Blast is just great stab and hits the Tangrowth really hard, as that's another incredible wall on his team. I don't know how he got such a good team, but yeah, so Fire Blast really hurt that thing quite a bit. And then next up is Quicksilver, the Weavile. I got a little bit of a different set this week. I went ahead with the Fake Out so that the Zygarde couldn't E-Speed me or out-prioritize me with the E-Speed. And I would get some pretty good chip damage off with it. Also, just to kind of scout things like the Infernape, I believe, or my buddy Bantix helped me prep for this. And I originally had Ice Shard on here, but he gave me the advice to go with the Fake Out so that if the Infernape came in on me, or if I came in on the Infernape, I could click Fake Out just to see if he had a priority move, that being Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave, that would actually OHKO Weavile. But anyways, other than that, I have Low Kick on here for the Snorlax, as that's really kind of my only route to killing the Snorlax. And then I have Natural Gift Steal on here to kill the Mega Diancie, as I want that thing out of the way. I wanted to, if he brought Mega Diancie, I wanted to lead out with the Weavile and catch him off guard turn 1 with the Natural Gift Steal with the Pantry Berry. But yeah, so you'll see how that went in the battle. And finally, rounding out our team is Togekiss, the Togekiss, with leftover Serene Grace, Thunderwave, Air Slash, Roost, and Baton Pass. Baton Pass is there just to get some momentum off. And then Thunderwave, Air Slash, that's what Togekiss does, is it parahaxes people. So hopefully we can get some of those off, and then Roost will be helpful for recovering up my HP. But anyways, that's going to be my team this week. Hopefully we can take down Stromp and give him his first loss of the season, but we'll see how that goes. So thank you all for watching. Have a nice day. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's me, JCreams14 here, back with my Week 6 battle, I believe, for the for the PEBA against my good buddy Stromp, and apparently his nickname is J-Memes. It must be to must be mocking me, okay? But anyways, he's actually joining us today to give us his side of the battle, and he was undefeated, but it might not be after this battle. We'll just have to wait and find out.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there was actually a pretty nerve-wracking battle when I went into it. I was really nervous. I was, as Jake Green said, undefeated, but that might easily change when you face off against the Burmy Lord himself. Yeah, you can just feel my nerves even when I watch this back.
Yeah, so Stromp is gonna go through his team and kind of his thoughts and bringing what Mon and stuff. And if you want to see what my thoughts are behind my team and the prep for that, go ahead and just rewind and check the team builder. But anyways, Stromp, give us a outlook of your team.
Alright, I don't know if you mentioned this in your team builder, but Zygarde is a problem for your team, so I had to bring it. Zygarde
Obviously.
is stupidly good. It's stupidly good. It hits everything with 1000 arrows, and I actually decided to bring a choice band variant because I didn't really feel a reason to do any sort of setup. I just wanted to come in, click 1000 arrows. And I had also my Infernape, my good mixtape here, or mix ape. I decided to go with an expert belt set. I wanted to potentially bluff a choice scarf or like a Z crystal, but I actually wanted some more damage outputs, and I had like some EV spreads to kill certain mons. The main mon I actually wanted to bring in this matchup was my Snorlax. This was the first time I think I brought the Snorlax to this league, or this all the weeks, and it's a curse set, which will cause a lot of trouble to Jake Green's team if I can get rid of the Jirachi. Mainly because Jirachi can just blink me down, and I don't have any sort of counterplay for that, because you drafted Jirachi and Togekiss, which is broken. And And then we have Tornadus, because Tornadus easily checks every single Venusaur in the game. I can also, it's actually a Solta set, so I can reliably switch into the Chandelure as well. Then I realized Haxorus can just 6-0 me. I can just, so I wanted to bring my Sneasel, just so I can Ice Shard it and basically stop it in its tracks. And then last but not least, I wanted Electabuzz. Shout out to the Bill's damage for that set. It was a really good set. I can just easily switch into Togekiss and I can spread some paralysis.
I hate that Electabuzz.
Yeah,
But
so good.
anyway, so yeah, looking at his team, I decided just to lead off with Rotom Wash, as I could get a Volt Switch off or a Hydro Pump off on possibly the Infernape lead. Maybe he was carrying U-Turn or something like that. So let's go ahead and hop into the battle, as he does lead out with my Mixtape, and I send out the Rotom Wash. Why did you lead with 8?
So I actually predicted Jirachi, because looking at all your replays, you did actually lead off with your Stealth Rocker most of the time, so I decided to lead off with my Infernape, catching that, but turns out you lead with Rotom, so I just decided to U-turn out, not thinking you were Scarfed.
Yep, so I figured you might have a Z-move or something that I could eat, and I really just wanted that Infernape gone because it's such a threat, especially if it had Mach Punch for my Weavile. So I just went for the Hydro Pump here and caught the Electabuzz with 35%.
Yes, and I switched into Electabuzz because I didn't really have that good of a switch into Rotom, and I chose just to Volt Switch out, realizing that Electabuzz wasn't really good switching because you take 35%. So I just Volt Switched it out, and I actually caught the Jirachi.
Yep, so I went into Make-A-Wish. I went into Make-A-Wish just because, I don't know, I didn't really... I'm not really sure why I went into Jirachi.
So we get some time to think.
Alrighty.
I do actually have Toxic on my Electabuzz, but I didn't go for it because I didn't really think it was time in case you went into your Venusaur or your Jirachi, so that's why I decided to Volt Switch out. And I go into my Zygarde, and this is actually the most crucial turn of the battle, I think, at least.
Oh, I remember why I went into Jirachi, because I knew that I resisted his Electric Stab, and I had rocks on this, so I definitely wanted to get those up, especially for the Torn T and the Sneasel, as Torn was a huge problem for my Venusaur, and just put quite a bit of pressure on my team.
Okay, so this is actually the most crucial turn of the battle, in my opinion. We have
Really
Zygarde
is.
versus Jirachi. Both of us had, like, the biggest problem of the opposing team in front of them. And because I want Jirachi gone for my Snorlax to put in work, and you obviously have no switches for a Zygarde, so
Yeah.
you can just see what happens. So I decided to just go straight up 1,000 arrows. I want this Jirachi gone. And you went for
Got the
Ice Punch,
freeze,
and
but
you got the freeze.
not for long though.
My heart sunk when I saw that freeze. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna get 6-0'd by just Jirachi. But I actually thaw out and KO'd this Jirachi straight up, which is amazing for me.
I was hoping that I could live one on like 1%, but sadly that was not the case. But nothing on my roster like was a switch in for this, so I just had to get damage on it and hope to revenge kill it with the Weavile, or at least just get a ton of damage off on something else. So I believe that here I went for the knockoff. I think I did, as you went into Sneasel.
I think you went for the fake out.
Oh, I did go for the fake out.
Yes, and I switched into my my Sneasel because I didn't see Haxorus, so I felt like Sneasel was kind of expendable, so I can go into it and tank some hits because I have no switches for a Sneasel for a Weavile. And
Here, I'm gonna pause it.
Yeah, I just went for we need to pause this a lot.
Yeah.
I just went for the low kick in case you for some reason stayed in. I don't know why you would do this, but if you stayed in, I can just pick up a sneaky KO with the low kick.
Well, see, I thought that you might be scarfed, and so I
was not scarfed.
I had low kick on my Weavile, and I think I also had natural gift steal, so I could have outsped you and killed you with my own low kick, but I wasn't sure if you were scarfed or not, so I decided to play it safe and go into spin cycle. But I went for the fake out on the Zygarde just to scout to see if you had E-Speed. If you stayed in, I figured that you would have E-Speed. But if you swapped out, then I knew that it probably wasn't carrying it.
Yep. And I low-kicked the Rotom, and I actually decided to stay in and go for the knockoff on the Rotom, because I wanted the Rocky helmet gone for potentially a Snorlax in the back. Turns out you actually switched out again. which you can explain why.
So here, I didn't want my Rotom to get super or like a bunch of damage on it because that was really my only switch into Tornadus T. As you did go for the knockoff, and I figured that Undergrowth could take that pretty well, but actually lost quite a bit of HP from that.
It did so much damage.
So that didn't work out as much as I hoped it would.
Sneasel is actually very good.
It's insane.
I had like my immediate switch into Venusaur plan. I just go straight to my Tornadus, take like 0% or like 9% or something for the Giga Drain, which is really good, 13 actually, and I just have amazingly offensive pressure. And I figured you wouldn't stay in, just sack off your Venusaur like that, so I just went for the U-turn.
Yeah, I figured you would probably just go for the U-turn, but I really couldn't risk my Venusaur at this point, as it was really the only thing that could touch Snorlax a little bit. When I saw you brought this Snorlax, my heart just sank, because I mocked, I'm going to pause it, I mock battled your team with Bantix before I battled you, and we identified that Snorlax was like, or a Curselax set was really the only thing that just completely bodied my team, and so the only way that I had to deal with that would be a low kick on Weavile, which went to 120 base power, and so I just had to get some chip damage on that Snorlax to be able to OHKO with Weavile. So that was my main plan for that. But anyway, so yeah, you turned, and I went into Togekiss as Plug comes back out.
Yes, I go into Electabuzz because I realized that from that U-turn damage, I can actually tell you that you had no physical defense, or you had minimum physical defense, which means that you're more specially defensive, most likely, and not a nested dot set, which is kind of crazy to scat from one U-turn. But so I go into Electabuzz thinking that I can just safely stay in and just go for like a Volt Switch or a Thunder Wave, which I also carry, or a Psychic potentially, but. I don't know what I went with. I think I went for the Volt Switch.
Yeah, you Volt switched.
Yeah, I Volt switched. And I guess you just want to scatter damage. From this damage, I can easily tell you're special defensive.
Yeah, I knew that I could eat up an electric hit from you, so I just decided to roost up and just let you Volt Switch out so that I could get my Togekiss back up to 100%. But then you come in with Snorlax, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do here, so I just went into Spin Cycle to Rotom, and yeah, so you start cursing up, and I get scared, so I believe that I Volt Switch out, and then go into my Venusaur, as, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I decided to curse up a second time on the Volt Switch, and this is just because I do have Rest, and with that Rotom can't really do anything, and I've already scouted you do have Rocky Helmet, so you don't, most likely will not carry Trick. I decided to curse up a second time, and this time I just fire up a Body Slam, because Venusaur, I don't really know what kind of set you are. I just seen Giga Drains, you might have like Curse of your own or something, so I just go straight up Body Slam, and actually it does 48%, which is incredible.
Yeah, so you might want to pause it real quick. But,
yeah, I paused it.
Okay, so I just went for the Leech Seed here, as that was really the only thing that I could do, and yeah, that huge 48% just coming in. I mean, Venusaur can't really do much, so with the Leech Seed recovery, I can click Giga Drain and get back up to an amount of health where I can live another Body Slam. But here you do switch out into the Tornadus, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's actually, they might seem weird why I would switch out a Snorlax on, well, I do have two curses up and Venusaur can't really touch me, but the reason why I did that because I thought you had Protect, that was the first thing. And the second thing, even if I killed you here, which I most likely will do, if you switch into Togekiss and start air slashing me down, my Snorlax will become very low and you just Leech Seed away every turn, and then Weavile could come in and revenge kill me. So I decided to actually switch out my Snorlax, thinking that I could curse up at any time versus either the Rotom or the Togekiss or even the Chandelure. Locked. I thought you were locked because I do have a Dog Trio, so I actually thought you was Choice Scarf or Shed Shell. And if you were like locked or don't have anything to touch my Snorlax, I can just go into that and curse up against the Chandelure. So I decided to switch out into my Tornadus.
Yeah, with the sets that Stromp brought, I was really limited in the plays that I could make, as I really only had like one or maybe two pathways to take down the Snorlax, and so I really just had to play towards that, hoping that he'd slip up at some point. But as you saw, switching out of Snorlax there was really smart, as I couldn't dwindle it down as much as I needed to for Weavile to low kick and kill it. So anyways, I go into Togekiss here. It's one of my only counters for this Torn T, as he U-turns out for momentum yet again.
Yes, I decided to U-turn because I didn't think you would sack up your Venusaur, and in case you stayed in, I could just go right back into Snorlax. And I go into my Sneasel because I'm thinking that you don't want to sack your Togekiss right now, and I can actually get the knockoff I want on the Rotom. Because that's going to really help my Snorlax out later, because I do have Body Slam, which can't really damage Rotom that well. So you do actually switch out, you go into the Rotom, and I get a critical hit here.
Yeah, this was quite unfortunate, but I don't know. I guess you would probably 2-KO me, but I don't know.
Actually, with the calculations, I would actually 2-KO. The first would do 55, and the second would do 27 or something. So I actually would 2-KO, but the thing is that my Sneasel actually stays around for one more turn.
Exactly.
Because I am Life Orb, which actually I think comes into play a bit. So you go into Weavile.
Yeah, that made me waste my Fake Out, as since the Mini Silver was still around, now I can't get that little bit of chip damage off on something else.
Yeah, which is actually going to come in quite clutch. So you kill off my Sneasel, poor little Sneasel just died from his bigger brother, and I go into my Infernape. And this is actually, from another perspective, it might look like a weird turn. Because I have my Infernape in. I have like super effective coverage for every single member of his team. And I do have both Gunk Shot, Vacuum Wave. I think I do have U-turn and Earth. No, wait, I don't have Earthquake. I can't really touch the Chandelure that well. But I first thought that I would just go for Vacuum Wave, just click the easy super effective move. But then I thought you might switch out into Togekiss. So I actually went Gong Shots, and then I realized that if I click Fire Blast, I cover both plays. Because a Fire Blast into a Gong Shot would actually kill your Togekiss no matter what the spread is.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought that if you were Scarfed at Chandelure, you would have Infiltrator, because you wanted to kill a Zygarde behind the substitute. So I actually didn't think you would have Flash Fire here, so I thought Fire Blast was a no drawback play. Turns out I'm horribly wrong. Since you go to straight Chandelure, and I just look like a moron trying Fire Blast a obviously Flash Fire Pokemon.
Yeah, the reason that I didn't bring Infiltrator was because I really needed something to take the fire hits from the Infernape. And Chandelure was kind of just built to kind of counter the Infernape, barring you have Earthquake. But I was hoping that I could come in and get that Flash Fire boost, and then I was Scarfed and free to fire off a powerful Fire Blast. But I also carried Psychic on this thing so that I would be able to outspeed the Infernape and one-shot it no matter what. And I get a crit, which doesn't matter at all. Would kill anyways.
Oh no, it really doesn't matter. But I decided to stay in and sack my Infernape when I did have a Assault with Tornadoes to switch into. But the reason why I did this, because I wanted to scout, first of all, if you were Shed Shell or Choice Scarf, you had to run either of those two to counter my Dog Trio. Mm-hmm. And in case you were Choice Scarf, which it turns out you are, I just get my switching back into Snorlax because you're locked into Psychic. And now I know you can't. I don't want to hard switch into my Snorlax on the potential trick. If you're a man and go for the trick on a Infernape, you really just deserve my holy or something. But I just go to Snorlax. I can just curse up again. I really see no drawback play. You decide to go into your Venusaur.
Yeah, so I'm actually still paused on the Chandelure via Snorlax.
But sorry, I didn't think that.
That's fine. But at this point, we are at 4 Pokemon to 4 Pokemon. And even though it might look pretty even, I'm actually very, very limited as he has all the momentum right here. He can set up, and really the only thing that I can bank on to win at this point is my Weavile coming in and getting the sweep. And so that's kind of what I'm building towards. as I do need a little bit more damage on the Eviolite Electivire, which I calced before with the Rotom Wash Hydro Pump and found out that he was in fact Eviolite. And here I went into Undergrowth again, like the only thing that I can really get solid chip damage off on the Snorlax. So I go click Leech Seed again, as he can't rest off a Leech Seed or anything like that. So yeah.
Turns out I actually got like a really low roll the first time I body slammed you, because now I do 41% when I did 48 when I boosted up twice. So I actually kill off the Venusaur with my Snorlax. Now I'm looking really solid, because Venusaur was like the one thing that really stops my Electabuzz, and also can just lead to sap me down on my Snorlax, and getting rid of that was like huge.
Yeah, I was really surprised that that killed me at first.
And again, I don't want to stay in, just get flinched down, so I just switch into my Electabuzz, and yeah, there's like no drawback play. I thought you were special defense. We actually go for the T-Wave on my Electabuzz, which works out perfectly. I did not predict that, but it worked out fine.
Yeah, I really should have Air Slash there, as if I did Air Slash, victory would look a little bit more pleasing to me, but as I would get that chip damage I need for Weavile to go ahead and pick up the kill on the Electabuzz. But here I went for the Air Slash and actually got paralyzed, which is really unfortunate there, as yeah, you just Volt Switch out, and now I can't get that chip damage I need on the Electabuzz for Weavile to go ahead and sweep.
Okay, so here, my plan here is to bait the Togekiss into going for the roost. So I go into my Electabuzz, I Volt Switch out into Tornadus, predicting a Air Slash. And the main goal I want to achieve here is to get your Togekiss to roost, so I can get in my Zygarde and start clicking 1,000 arrows. Because I do have Sludge Wave on my Tornadus, so I can actually KO it when I do have a lot of damage on the Togekiss. So I go into Tornadus. I don't know which turn you're on, but I decided to U-turn out.
Yep, I'm there.
Yeah, great. I decided U-turn out, go right back into Electabuzz, not risking any sort of paralyzation or anything. And this time when I Volt Switch, I actually decided to go out into Zygarde, because I thought you were just going to roost to just not make Electabuzz do that much damage to you. You go for the Thunder Wave, which was like, it's not really that bad of a play. Electabuzz just comes into Togekiss every time.
Mm-hmm. I was really just trying to T-Wave flinch your Tornadus down.
Yeah, but that's like that's your play. You don't really have another play at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I go into Zygarde, and you do actually get paralyzed here, which matters in a sense, but kind of not really.
Yeah, I roosted that turn.
Yeah, because Zygarde does like between 65 and 71, something like that percent to it, a max HP Togekiss. And if I just stayed in and clicked 1,000 arrows until he either got paralyzed or decided to, okay, that's enough, I'll just kill you right now. I'll just get my Tornadus in, and now your Togekiss is at so low HP, so I can just kill you. Mm-hmm. But it turns out you're paralyzed first turn, so I can just kill you off right now.
Yeah, so here I'm in with Quicksilver, and I believe that I just clicked Knockoff or Icicle Crash on Low Kick, actually, on the plug, as I knew that I would kill the Zygarde, or either I was trying to catch your Snorlax there, as I thought that it might have Thick Fat, but then the static on the Quicksilver, you just, gosh, it was so annoying.
Yeah.
But I guess I would have gotten Thunder Waved anyways.
My Electabuzz living that Ice Punch was really key. You would have got paralyzed in case I didn't miss. That was like the only way you wouldn't get paralyzed. But I actually ended up living that Ice Punch, which I did not expect. I didn't have that much physical Volt on this. But Electabuzz really putting in a lot of work in this matchup. And I go for the Volt Switch because that's actually my only electric type move. I end up catching the Chandelure on the switch.
I had to go into Chandelure just to try to pick up another kill. I was kind of just playing for differential at this point after Weavile got paralyzed, as I do just go ahead and go for the Hidden Power on the Zygarde, as I knew that he can't E-speed me because I'm Ghost. But yeah, But
Yeah, I decided to go into Zygarde just to lock you into a move. In case you did have a trick, I didn't want to go straight Snorlax, because Snorlax was like my obvious win con. So I wanted you to lock into a move, and then I can go into Snorlax.
yeah,
so Snorlax comes in, I can just easily fire off a body slam. There's no way you won't stay in. I just, I think I do over 50% to your Weavile. I'm really fat, so I should do over 50%.
yeah.
There we go, 58, nice. And I don't know why I do what I do if I end up taking the low kick, because I calced it and like adamant choice band low kick, you cannot KO me. So there's no reason to switch out, go for the fake outs, do a little bit of tip damage, and now I realize if it's adamant choice band and gets a crit with a low kick, you can actually take me out. But you have revealed fake out, and unless you're fake out choice band, I should be good.
Yeah, but that kind of, or when the Electabuzz got, or lived that Ice Punch, that's where the paralysis on the Togekiss really came into play when I clicked Air Slash on it, as that was the chip damage that I needed to really knock out that Electabuzz. And if I had knocked out that E-Buzz with the Ice Punch and didn't get the 30% static, then I'm actually in a really good position to pick up a sweep with my Weavile, as you saw that first body slam didn't KO, and my low kick was a 2-hit KO.
Yeah, but I did have E-Speed on my Zygarde still left, so I don't know. The body slam into E-Speed would have actually KO'd, but I don't know how the match would have gone. I just stay in and click Earthquake Booster, because I obviously do have it.
Yes, so
but, it would have become really, really closer if the Air Slash actually connected. But J-Memes actually overcomes J-Creams in this match, which is nice. And I keep my undefeated routes.
Yeah.
Undefeated streak.
That last play, I just had to click Fire Blast, my most powerful move, and try to get a crit on the Snorlax. I knew they wouldn't kill. But if I did actually get that Fire Blast crit, then I might be able to 2-hit KO the Tornadus and the Electabuzz.
I don't even think crits. I don't even think crits knocks out. I'm a Solstice, and I can just knock off. And
oh, you had knock. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it would have gone really, really closer. The match really went in my way. I can say that, because I did get 2 crits and 2 paralyzations.
And you thawed the first turn.
Yeah, that
was clutch.
The most crucial turn of the battle.
It really was, though.
If I did not thaw that turn, I think I actually would have got like 5 or something, because Zygarde was frozen. Jirachi could just flinch down my Snorlax. It would have been so bad. But luckily Zygarde decided to be a warm body baby and go out.
Yeah, so I unfortunately, even though I had the Haxie team, I didn't get the luck on my side this time, just like my battle with Jetton, but I don't know, man. I'm never drafting Hacks again. Never drafting Hacks again. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. For all those out there who like want to just hacks out their opponents like Mo, it doesn't work.
No. If you ask for it, it's not gonna happen. It's like karma. But
I ran Razor Claw Jirachi one week and got nothing.
That's really just unfortunate. But that was a great battle either way.
It was.
Really came down to that paralyzation, and I actually got it. I don't know how the battle would have ended up. I did play kind of safe in the end, but Snorlax really putting in work. Electabuzz being amazing for some reason, and
for sure.
Yeah. But thank you for having me. It was nice to explain some of my very illogical plays from the outside.
No problem, man. It was an enjoyable battle going against you. You're a very strong player, obviously the strongest in the league at this point with your undefeated record. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Link to Stromp's channel will be in the description below. Be sure to check him out. I actually made it onto one of his retardation compilation videos, so I'll go ahead and link that video too. But yeah, so thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to root on your Baytown Blue Shells, and we'll see you next week.
I'll see you in playoffs.
I hope so. I will knock you out of playoffs, alright? Alright.
Thanks so much for having me.
No problem. Have a good one, guys.
Okay, that was actually kind of fun.